Hey there, do you want to see how this look was created? So then, go nowhere. So for today, we are going to be creating this very easy to do glam on a melanin skin featuring red lipstick. I run away from bold lipstick or anything that is very dramatic in my makeup, but for today, somehow I have decided that I'm going to play with red lipstick. So I went ahead to install her contact lenses. If you're wondering what was the drop I put into her eyes, that eye drop is Vicine, and it just helps me to regulate redness of the eyes and reduce tears. So do well to get yourself one, but under doctor's recommendations, if I must add that. Now let's go straight into this tutorial. I'm using my moisturizer. By now you know I love the Embryolisse moisturizer. Like, it's a 2-in-1 moisturizer for me. It moisturizes and also primes the skin, so it has like a lot of advantage. Like I said, today I'll be doing a totally different prep routine, so come along with me as we walk. Next, after the moisturizer, I went in using my toner, which is like my sweat stop. I just applied this at specific areas, and that was it. As soon as I was done with my moisturizer and my toner, the toner was just to help me reduce shine and oily impact in most areas of my client. I went on to gloss her lip and prepare her for what's coming next. So let's go ahead. Just as I was about rounding up my prep routine and applying my setting spray, I figured that my client had a little bit of rough edges around some areas, so I went in using that smoothing primer from the Smashbox you saw me use earlier and just applied it. Went over with my spray to seal everything in and retain some hydration. The spray I used is the Urban Decay spray in the vitamin C. Okay, next we're going over with foundation. For today's foundation, I was quite particular about the color that I needed to use because my model looked really light on her neck, whereas on her face she had that melanin feature. So I was really going to match her face to her body, just so that you understand why her face suddenly became a little lighter. I needed to match her face to her body using my Merac beauty sponge. Like, girls, this beauty sponge has been one of my favorites ever since I laid my hands on them, and it has made my job so easy. So why have you not gotten your Merac beauty sponge? Do so and thank me later. I was done with my foundation and I went ahead to use my concealer from the Silvio Mark. That's like my new favorite. Like, this particular concealer doubles as my contour. I use it for contouring and I love the shade. It has a little bit of color to it, so it just gives me that warmth that I need my client to have. And this is in the shade Dark Knot. I forgot to show the name while I was recording, but the name of this concealer is called Dark Knot from the Silvio Mark concealer. I can't remember the color, but I remember the name, so that's the name. I'm just going in to blend it on my cheekbones, and no dramatic, there's nothing dramatic. Like I said, this routine today is one of my simplest and fastest routines. So let's proceed. Next up, I went in with my blush. I took a random red colored blush from a lip palette. So if you do not have liquid blushes, you can also use your lip palette. Yes, that works, and I used that. I just kept on applying it directly on top of my contour, and just so that it lifts up the face and structure of the model. So we're going to be repeating and doing the same. So one thing for blush is that I literally do not like to use too much blush. I like to build my blush depending on how I want the impact. Next, we're going over with concealer, and I'm using my favorite concealer at the moment, which is the Silvio Mark concealer. This concealer just gives you time to blend. Like, it doesn't dry out so fast, and it also doesn't take too long to dry out. So if you need it to become air out, you can as well go in with your fan to fasten up that process. But if not, you can as well blend it almost immediately and it would give you result. So after I'd applied my concealer, I felt like I still needed a little more blush, and then I went ahead to apply blush. You can skip this part if you do not want to go through this part, because this is like your everyday makeup routine. It's a do and not do situation. So if you feel like you do not need blush extra blush in quotes, skip this part and just go ahead to blend your foundation. I'm sure you'll be wondering why I had to go in with the spray at this point. That's because I had waited for a little while for my concealer to dry out, and most of the times if you go ahead and just blend without using that hydrating spray, you'll notice that your concealer tends to have patches. So I used the spray just to loosen up the product that must have become a little bit dry, and just so that it makes my blending easy. This particular tutorial today, it's a no stress, so I was running away from anything that is going to give me stress with blending, and that's why I did that. If you have oily skin, I must say for a fact, please do not spray your hydrating spray at this point, because it has every tendency of making your skin appear or look super shiny. I'm going ahead now to bake her face, and sorry, point of correction, to set her face. There's a difference between setting and baking. I'm sure in one of our classes I would give or dedicate time to explain the difference between setting and baking, but for today I do not want to bore you. Let's go straight into it. I'm using the setting powder to just set and push in the concealer. I'm making sure to take my time when I do this, so my under eye does not become ashy or flaky or cakey. You just want to enjoy the process. Take as little product as possible, because this would ensure that your under eyes is not too white or your under eyes is not too heavy. I highly also recommend you to use setting powder that would not give you flashback. So if you do not know brands or what to use, make research on them, but the one I use in this video is the Debbie Luster setting powder. Now to set that setting powder, we went in with the powder, and I was using the Charlotte Tilbury. In case I didn't pronounce it right, pardon me. I was using the Charlotte Tilbury in the shade 03 because I didn't want it too bright. Remember, we had stated that this look is your everyday look, so you're necessarily not going to make the under eye too white. I really just want to make it look almost like skin as possible. As soon as I was done with my under eye, I proceeded in using my setting powders to set the other part of the skin, just so that it also retains that brightness, and setting all the concealers in those areas we earlier did. So I'm just going to leave you to enjoy the remaining process of this tutorial, so I don't bore you with talking and explaining. It is self-explanatory. If you have any question to ask or topics or looks you want us to recreate along the journey, please do not forget to drop in the comment section. Also share this video to your family and friends, people you think will need this very easy to do DIY makeup on themselves or on their loved ones, and keep on watching as we proceed into this look. I'm going to be coming back at some point, maybe to explain a little more, but for the time being, relax, sit back and enjoy. Hey beauty enthusiasts, I'm back again, and this time around I want to give like a summary to this look. One thing I would like to say, and I decided I'm going to start saying that from now, is that makeup artistry is art. So you need to bring out your artistic part of you. You need to try out new things. Don't sit in your comfort zone. Learn from me, because of recent I've started trying to try out different things. So from time to time, try out different things. You never can tell if it comes out well or if it doesn't come out well. And that's the end of this look. And if you feel like you need more detail description, or you want me to say a little thing about it, please do not forget to send in your comment. Also, like this video, share this video, because when you like this video, YouTube has a way of moving it to a wider community of people who love it. And as soon as I was done, I decided to add a little more gloss to that lip and just pop it out. Thank you so much, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. I've been seeing comments on my lightning setup, guys. Do not worry, very soon I'm going to be recording that. Do not forget to subscribe. Love, peace and light. Bye guys.